Hi everyone. Today we'll show you how to uncrate a Gravely ZTXL. To complete this procedure, you'll need appropriate personal protective equipment like safety goggles, a pair of thick sturdy gloves, and hearing protection. Additionally, you'll need to read the operator's manual supplied with this unit to learn how to operate the mower, because after we finish its assembly, we'll drive it off the crate. Aside from a cutting tool, this assembly procedure will require a 3/8 inch wrench, a 7/16 inch wrench, a 1/2 inch wrench, and a 9/16 inch wrench. In this lesson, we go straight into product assembly, but if you'd like to review how to dismantle the shipping crate, exit this video and watch lesson 1 of this course. Cut the bands from around each side of the seat, but do not cut the band holding the discharge chute in its upright position. We'll cut this band after the mower has been driven off the crate. Remove the literature pack from under the seat. The literature pack contains the operator's manual, engine manual, key, product ID tags, transaxle ID tags, and more. Remove the key from this packet and store the pack in a safe area so it can be given to the customer after the unit is sold. Rotate the seat into its operating position and remove the remaining packaging material from the unit. Before going any further, visually inspect this unit for quality issues. If you notice damage or discover that parts are missing, complete an out-of-box quality report on the Aaron's Co Dealer extranet. This form can be found by clicking Functional Applications, then Out-of-Box Quality from the menu on the right side of the screen. Slowly and carefully rotate the seat forward to access the seat tether on the right side of the seat plate. Remove the nut retaining the tether ends, remove one end from the bolt, reinstall the nut and tighten it. The loose tether end will install around the bolt through the battery tray. Remove the nut from the bolt through the battery tray. Rotate the seat back just enough so the tether end reaches the bolt. Install the tether end around the bolt, reinstall the nut removed earlier, and tighten it. Remove the insulator cap from the negative battery terminal. Remove the hardware from the negative battery cable end and use it to secure the cable end to the battery terminal. Install the washer onto the bolt before inserting the bolt through the terminal and cable end. Remove the bolt through the left rear corner of the seat plate. When the seat is rotated forward, this bolt is at the upper left. This bolt holds the seat in its position, meaning the seat will slide forward or down when it's removed. After the seat is released, pull the seat adjuster lever upward, align the adjustment bracket's forwardmost position with the latch rod, and release the lever so the seat locks in this position. Locking the seat in this position allows easy access to the seat mounting hole so the bolt removed earlier can be reinstalled. Repositioning the seat is the most commonly misstep in this assembly process. If the seat isn't moved out of its shipping position, it rubs against the engine and cracks the manifold. So double check that the seat has appropriate clearance when placed in its rearmost position. Remove the top hardware set through one of the steering levers and loosen the lower hardware set. Rotate the steering lever into its operating position, reinstall the top hardware set, and tighten the hardware just before it becomes snug. Place the steering lever in an appropriate position for an average operator and tighten the hardware. Repeat the procedure on the remaining side. Once again, remove the top hardware set, rotate the steering lever upright, and reinstall the hardware. Align it with the steering lever you just secured, and then tighten the hardware. Check the steering lever heights. If they're misaligned, adjust the height of one of the steering levers using the adjustment bolt at the steering lever base. The deck lift pedal is positioned incorrectly to accommodate this unit's shipping configuration, meaning we'll need to reposition the pedal. Remove the hardware retaining the pedal and reinstall the pedal against the inside of the deck lift arm using the original hardware. Check that the hydraulic fluid level reaches the cold fill line of both expansion tanks. These tanks are located on each side of the unit. If the fluid level is low, add 15W50 synthetic motor oil to the tanks until it reaches an adequate level. Check the engine oil level. Remove the dipstick, wipe it clean, and reinstall it into the fill port. This procedure varies depending on engine manufacturer. For Kohler engines, reinstall the dipstick completely. For Kawasaki engines, reinstall the dipstick but do not tighten it. You may even want to turn the dipstick counterclockwise so it rests on the top of the fill port threads to get an accurate reading. In all cases, wait a few seconds, remove the dipstick, and verify the oil level reaches a point somewhere between the add and full marks. If the oil reaches a level outside of those markings, add or drain as necessary and recheck the oil level. If the oil level is adequate, reinstall the dipstick and tighten it. Refer to the engine manual supplied with this unit for oil specifications and details. Check all 4 tire pressures and verify they're within the ranges listed in the specifications table of the operator's manual. Add or reduce pressure as necessary and reinstall the valve stem caps when finished. The front tire pressures must be equal to each other, and the rear tire pressures must also be equal to each other. Add gasoline. Only use fresh, unleaded gasoline with an octane rating of 87 or higher, and with an ethanol content no greater than 10%, meaning E10 is acceptable. Do not use E20, E30, or E85. When finished, reinstall the cap and turn it until it clicks. Double check that the deck is in its highest position. Push the deck lift pedal forward, turn the cutting height adjuster dial to 4.5 inches, and release the pedal. We're now ready to drive the mower off the crate. But before starting the engine, read the operator's manual to review the safety information, the controls, the engine start procedure, and operation instructions. After stepping into the cockpit, engage the parking brake and ensure the PTO switch is pushed down. With the throttle control lever in the idle or slow position, pull the choke knob up and start the engine. After the engine starts, release the key and slowly push the choke knob back in. You can increase the throttle slightly after the choke is disengaged. Release the parking brake and gently push the steering levers forward to slowly drive the mower off the crate. The deck is your widest point, so pay close attention to each side to avoid damaging the unit as you drive off the crate. Before placing this unit on the show floor or delivering to a customer, make one final check to ensure that all oils and fluids are at their correct levels, that adjustable items like tire pressures are within specification, that there's no damage or missing parts, that all hardware is tight, that the unit is clean and appears to be in new condition, and that the deck is leveled and pitched correctly. Deck level and pitch is critical to premium cut quality. To learn how to correctly adjust the deck, refer to the instructions in the service manual for this unit. Remember, if your inspection reveals any issues like damage or missing parts, record them in an out-of-box quality report on the Aaron's Co dealer extranet. That completes Lesson 2. You can exit now and still receive credit for this course, but if you'd like to learn how to collapse the shipping crate, you can advance to Lesson 3, which is optional. That's all for today, but until next time, thank you for being part of Team Gravely, and happy selling.